Hello and welcome to another edition of In the Spotlight. My name is Laurel Starks and I am your host of our wonderful series that is going to introduce you to many of our CDREs who are deserving indeed of the spotlight. So today we have got Barbara Woyak. She comes to us out of Scottsdale, Arizona. She serves the greater metro Phoenix and Scottsdale region. Barbara is a huge fan and student of the industry, as well as holding a master's, an MBA in marketing and consumer behavior. She holds multiple certifications, including the Certified Luxury Property Expert, Distressed Property Expert, Certified Negotiation Expert, and the very prestigious GRI designation as well. Barbara has been a licensed agent since 2005. She is consistently performs in the top 1% of all agents in Maricopa County. And she obtained her certified divorce real estate expert, her CDRE designation, in 2018. What's special about that is that Barbara was in our very first class of CDREs. We're very proud of that. And she was the first CDRE in the entire state of Arizona. Barbara also is she serves in multiple leadership positions. She not only has done dozens and dozens of divorce real estate transactions, but she also is in the Ilumni Speakers Bureau. So she is certified to provide continuing legal education to family law attorneys through the Ilumni Institute. Matter of fact, she serves as the chair of the Ilumni Speakers Bureau. Barbara is also a member of the Maricopa County Bar Association. She sits on the board of the Family Law section. She was trained in collaborative divorce, and she serves on the board of the Collaborative Professionals of Arizona. She was trained in mediation as well and is a member of the Maricopa County Association of Family Mediators. So welcome, Barbara. You come to us with such an impressive background, experience, and we're just excited to have a chat with you today.
Well, thanks, Laurel. I'm really happy to be here today.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your business. What was your business like before you got into divorce real estate? It's been some time. It's been what, 7 years now. So
Yeah,
what was your business like before getting into divorce real estate? And then walk us through that experience and what's it like now?
sure. Well, probably like a lot of agents, I did a lot of things. So I went, I was really good about chasing shiny objects. I had a severe case of shiny object syndrome. So I did a little bit of everything. I mean, I did worked with expireds for a while, did a lot of open houses, did a lot of agent referrals, did a lot of sphere stuff. I was running Facebook ads, did a little bit of everything. Um, and I was just like all over the place. And then one of the things that I got involved with, and the reason that I got into the divorce niche was obviously when I started, back in 2005, 2006, we were going through a lot with, distressed sales. A lot of our sellers were losing their homes to foreclosure, short sales, and they were also getting a divorce. And one of my clients happened to be a really nice gal, and I didn't know this at the time. And I helped her and her family find a rental, and then I helped her find a home to buy post short sale. And then come to find out, she actually worked for a family law attorney. So she referred me, because of the work that I did with her, she referred me to several of the clients that they had. And um, I just had a special place in my heart for trying to help people that I knew were going through a tough time. Kind of at the same time, I was the tour chair for the Scottsdale Luxury Home Tour, and we would go and tour these beautiful luxury homes, once a month, and we would walk into these homes, and you could just kind of feel the sadness of the
Mm,
home. Like a lot of the photos were taken down. You'd walk into the primary bedroom, and you could see like one closet was full of clothes and one closet was
Mm.
empty. So right away, all the agents jumped on that and said, "Oh, this must be a divorce. Ergo, it's a distress sale, and hey, we can take advantage of this." And I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair to these people that are going through this. And kind of at the same time as when I heard about the Divorce Institute, Alumni, um, and thought, you know what? That seems like it would be something that I would um that is up my is like something that I would like to get involved with, learn more about. I mean, at the time I was just like every other agent out there that says, "Well, it's a divorce sale, just like any other sale, right? No big deal." Until I got the training, and then I went, "Oh my God, I was doing such a disservice to my clients by not knowing the things that we learned going through this training class." So that's kind of what brought me into it, and then I really resonated with the mission of Alumni, which is to make and to ensure that every divorcing homeowner has the best possible outcome when it comes to the sale of their home. It just really got to me, and so that's the mission that I've moved forward with, through my business, and um, just sharing that thought and mission with all the attorneys that I'm working with.
That's an incredible story, and you and I both were licensed in 2005, where I am. Very similar market right after we got our license, Barbara, everything crashed.
Yep.
And so we only learned how to climb uphill, pushing multiple boulders with weights on us, right? Very, very challenging time. And then once the market sort of settled out, then it was like these deals were much easier. And then but you acquired a lot of skill during that, during the crash of '08. And so I highly, I'm a big believer in thinking that those who survive that are really well equipped to serve in the divorce space, because there's a lot of similarities there. Um, so when you said that you realized that you were doing your clients a disservice, because you just didn't know any better. What were some of those things that you would say that you didn't know that you do now?
So I think the biggest thing was not knowing to ask if there's a court order in
Mm-hmm.
place. Like, if you go out and list a property with one party on title and don't realize that there's a court order protecting the other party, you could get both of the parties in a lot of trouble really quickly. Um, Not understanding if there's domestic violence involved. Is there order of protection in place? I made the mistake one time of allowing one of the parties to come to the home to pick up their personal property, not realizing that there was a domestic violence order in
Wow.
place. And then I got a call, "Hey, the police are here." And so I'm like, "Oh, shoot."
Yeah, yeah.
I guess that's something that you need to make sure that you understand when we're doing our
Mm.
intakes is what are those things in place, and what if so, what do we need to do as agents to make sure that we're not enabling one of our clients to violate an order like
Yeah.
that.
Those are two really good examples. And we see those a lot, right?
We do,
Um,
yeah.
so then you got certified, you came and you got certified, and you then went back home, and that was back in the day when we were doing them live, and you came out here and spent a whole week with us. And then you went back home, and then you started your business in your community in serving divorce real estate. So walk us through a little bit about that, and where is your business today?
Sure. So, the thing I love most about Alumni is it not only teaches us about divorce and the issues that divorce can bring to a case, but it also focuses heavily on helping us actually build a business. So what do you need to do? What do you need to do to create relationships with
Mm-hmm.
attorneys? It's not like you can do cold calling. I mean, it just doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work. So I think that was the biggest thing, is just understanding how to build relationships with these
Mm-hmm.
attorneys, and then just keep on building those relationships over the years and providing value to them, providing education to them, letting them know that there is someone out there that has been trained in the divorce niche and knows the nuances, knows how to deal with conflict in these
Mm-hmm.
cases. And I don't know if there's ever been a case that I had that didn't have some level of conflict in
Yeah.
it. Most real estate agents, I mean, I never would have known how to deal with that. I probably would have, like, I don't know, given up and gone home and cried in my pillow or something. But now learned how to deal with
Yeah.
that. And so anyway, so it started. I mean, it started slowly. So you have to, with attorneys, it's all about building respect, and getting them to understand who you are and what value you can provide to their cases. So the first couple of years, it was just a couple, one year, one year, then a couple the next year, and then of course then COVID hit, and so everything got put on hold during that year. But then right after COVID, things started picking up
Mm.
again. And so I would say by 2022, my business was 50-50
Mm.
divorce and traditional. And then now it's progressed where I'm probably 85%
Wow.
divorce, and maybe 10-15%, or 15-20% traditional right now.
Wow. So we're in a, depending on whoever is watching this and whatever market you're in throughout the country, suffice it to say that lots and lots of markets are tough right now. I mean, nationally, what
Mhm.
sales are down? Is it 20% or something like that? Units are down. It used to be 5 million something, and now it's 4 million something, I think. But certainly interest rates have not been necessarily our friend, and there's just a lot of things that really plague the industry right now, and a lot of people, a lot of agents are closing up shop. What has this niche done to your business? Um, given the fact that we're in a turbulent, I would say, a rather turbulent market.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think without the divorce business, I probably would not be in real estate
Really?
anymore. I mean, it's been that much of, a piece of my
Wow.
business. Um, I was doing a lot of agent referrals in the past, and those have pretty much dwindled to very little. I mean, that everybody's just grasping at whatever they
Yeah.
can. And the thing that a lot of agents haven't grasped yet is this divorce niche, because it's not easy, it's
Yeah.
hard. Um, but once you get in and once you establish your relationships with your attorneys, um, it can sustain you, and it's a very sustainable
Mm-hmm.
business. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people getting divorced every year, and if the home has been ordered to sell, they don't have a choice in the matter. They have to figure out a way to get this home
Mm-hmm.
sold.
Yeah. So, especially, and I want to touch for a minute on the agent referral business. That can be great, and there are hefty referral fees that are associated with that. So, we also need to keep an eye on bottom line. And an agent referral business is usually anywhere from 25 to 35% of gross revenue is going out for that. And so, just depending on the arrangement. But uh, do you give referral fees in this business?
Yeah, actually, yes. I mean, there have been a few CDREs from across the country that have sent me referrals,
So if you
so I
get
do
a
pay
if you get a
referral fees
case
on that.
from a family law attorney, do you give referral?
Oh, no, for family law attorneys,
Yeah.
no. So, I mean, that was another reason for getting more into this niche. Is I was working on my business plan one year, and then I was looking at how much I was paying in referral fees. I was paying 30, 40, $50,000 a year in referral fees. And I'm like, can you imagine how much more I would, have on my bottom line if I didn't have to pay out all those
Yeah,
referral
yeah,
fees? So that's when I really decided to shift my business to mostly being
yeah.
divorce.
Um, so any other advice you would give to a realtor who is looking to get into this niche?
So I think first you have to don't think of it for your bottom line. Think of it as a way to be able to
Mm,
help people that are in a very, very difficult
mm,
situation. I think the more people that you can help, the more help you're going to get yourself.
yeah,
So I would say that's first.
yeah.
And then the next thing is make sure you get the training and get the right training. There's a lot of divorce training classes out there that, provide basic information, but they don't teach you how to build a business.
Hmm.
So I would say if you want to get into this niche, get in with a group that's actually going to teach you how to build a business in this
Hmm.
niche.
Hmm. Good advice, really good advice. Um, Shifting gears a little bit to divorcing, to divorcing homeowners. I mean, you've seen a lot, Barbara. You've seen a lot. Not only have you done, a massive amount of divorce transactions yourself, you're very involved with your legal community, but also you're part of our CDRE community, and you see a lot that goes on because we all share in our platform. We all share, experiences that we're going through. We all, kind of ask for help and those sorts of things, and we have case studies and all of that. So you're exposed to this at a high level. What would you say, given all of the information and education you've had and experience, what are a couple things that you would say to divorcing homeowners who may be listening right now?
So for divorcing homeowners, the first thing that I would tell them is to understand what their options
Mm,
are and what are the pros and cons of each of those
mm,
options before they spend a lot of time, mental energy, emotional energy, and most importantly, money talking with an attorney only to find out that the option that they want is not realistic.
mm,
So I think that's the
yeah.
biggest thing that I would tell divorcing homeowners is do your research, get educated, and do that first before you and try and stay logical and not
Mm,
emotional. I know that's almost impossible when you're going through a
yeah.
divorce. But I think if you can get the education, you can remain more
Mm.
logical because then you kind of know what your options are.
So when you say options, what options do people have?
So, uh, number one, you could sell the
Mm-hmm.
house. Number two, one of the parties could agree to do a buyout as long as they can qualify. A lot of homeowners think that the court can just give the house to one of the parties and then they're done. They don't realize that if they're also on the deed, that a refinance has to take place to make sure that their name is removed so they're not financially responsible for a home that they don't
Mm.
own. And then the last option is, they could decide to keep the home for a period of time, maybe to allow the kids to graduate from high school or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But there's pros and cons of each of those options, and they need to know what those
Yeah,
are.
yeah. Very, very good advice. On that same note, what advice would you give to family law attorneys with regards to, advising their clients and obtaining orders and that sort of thing with their clients who own homes?
So, again, before they start negotiating on, potential buyouts or just anything, get with the certified divorce real estate expert to understand what your client's options are. What's the value of the home? Is there any equity? How much equity? Is there one party on title? Um, if the parties need to both vacate the home. Does the one spouse, do they have the funds to be able to do that? Because if they don't, we're going to run into conflict. So I think it's really good if they can get with a certified divorce real estate expert to kind of lay out the facts of their case and get recommendations for the best way to
Mm.
proceed. How to write the court orders to make sure that they can be implemented both from a legal side as well as the real estate side.
Are there a few examples of court orders that you've seen that you could talk about? I mean, I know you've seen a lot, but what are
Yeah.
some that you tend to see quite a bit that create some problems when carried out in the real estate space?
So the biggest one that I've seen lately is that the home is to be sold in as is condition.
Mm.
So when that happens, the parties could potentially be leaving tens of thousands of dollars on the table. Here in Arizona, if the pool is green, it can't be sold to someone that needs a loan because it's a health and safety issue. Same thing if they're missing carpet or things like that. So there's things that we can do. Maybe we can get a pool guy out there to get the pool cleaned up and have them paid at
Mm.
closing. So all of those types of things, if and then if the home is, if it says in the court or the home's to be sold as is, one of the parties can say, nope, I don't have to do anything. It says
Mm.
as is. So I'm not doing anything. And I have one right now. She's like, nope, it's being sold as is. That's what it says. So I'm not going to clean up the kids' toys. I'm not going to clean up the counter in the kitchen. I'm not going to clean up the bed. I'm not going to do anything. And that was a little challenging. So I had to kind of work with her. And she wasn't going to, and the bottom line of that one, she wasn't going to be making a whole lot from the sale of the home
Mhm.
anyway. So she was not really motivated. But I was able to get her to at least agree to clean up the main areas of the house so that it was in more show ready condition.
So let's just say somebody
Um,
doesn't do that. Let's just say the house is a complete and utter mess. Beds aren't made, dirty dishes are all piled up, trash hasn't been taken out, maybe pets have gone to the bathroom. It's just the house is a wreck. Um,
yep.
what what are the consequences of that?
So again, I mean, yeah, we can still sell it, and I have had to sell homes that are in that condition, but they're going to be sold for significantly below market value or potential market value. If they just did a few things, they could potentially net. I mean, I had one that the house was listed at 1,200,000. If it had just been cleaned up, we probably could have gotten 1,400,000 for it.
Wow, so two
Um,
hundred thousand dollars just for having a messy house.
$200,000.
Why
Yep.
do you think that?
I mean,
Why do you
this one
think?
was more than a little messy.
Yeah. Why do you think that there is, I mean, you know, devil's advocate, I mean, nothing significant maybe is wrong with the house itself. I mean, they can see what kind of countertops we have. They can see what kind of, features and the layout. And we've got 6 bedrooms and one's downstairs and, all of those sorts of things. So devil's advocate, why does somebody really need to clean up the house? I mean, why would a buyer pay less for a house that's messy?
Um, well, typically buyers don't want to pay for someone else's dirt.
Mm.
You know, it's hard walking into someone else's home and seeing clutter all over the place. It makes it really, really hard for a buyer to imagine what it would be like for them to be able to
Mm.
live there. I mean, when you walk into someone's bathroom and you see it looks like the shower hasn't been cleaned in years, you can't even imagine yourself even wanting to take a
Mhm.
shower in there. So it really is off-putting to a buyer, unless it's an investor. Investors don't care about stuff like that. They can overlook it because they're going to probably redo it anyway. But a typical buyer is not going to be interested in a property like that.
Especially when there's
They're
competition, right?
when there's competition and they're so used to those HGTV
Yeah.
shows that they show everything looking perfect, and that's what, in buyers in their mind, that's what they're looking
Hmm.
for. So if they can get as close to that as possible with the least amount of money, that's what they
Yeah.
want.
Very good. All right. Well, Barbara, thank you so much for joining me today. Wealth of information. So, if anybody's listening and you're in the Scottsdale, Phoenix metro area and you need an agent, certainly in a divorce situation or not, give Barbara a shout because she will take very good care of you. All right. Well, thanks again, and we will see you soon.